renewed, in fact, force tried to go in, and with the Padyatra of Annamalai, they are hoping that it will translate, these crowds will translate into votes for the BJP. Sam is back with us. Sam, over to you.
Thank you, Ankit. As I told, this is part of the Chennai South parliamentary constituency, and at the moment, the incumbent MP from the DMK, Tamilichi Thangapandian, is contesting again for a second term. It's a four-cornered contest. The BJP has fielded the former governor, Tamilisai Soundararajan. The AIADMK has fielded former MP, Dr. Jayawardhan. Traditionally, South Chennai has been largely a DMK bastion, but the BJP is trying to breach this. Last time, the DMK had swept the polls, winning 38 of the 39 seats in the state. Last time, the BJP could not win even a single seat, though they were in alliance with the AIADMK at that point in time. This time, the BJP does not have the AIADMK as its ally because the Dravidian party has parted ways, has snapped ties with the BJP. But the BJP has a few smaller parties as its allies. It has the PMK, it has the TMC of GK Vasan and a few other smaller parties. But they hope that the Prime Minister's frequent visits across Tamil Nadu, this is his 6th visit this year, will actually work magic for them. They're also counting on the BJP Tamil Nadu Chief Annamalai's Padayatra across all the 234 assembly seats over the last 7 months. And the BJP has taken up the issue of corruption and family politics against the ruling DMK in Tamil Nadu. And specifically, Dr. Tamilisai, the BJP's South Chennai candidate, says she would be like an elder sister for the residents of this particular assembly constituency. She says she'll open up one office in every assembly seat in this parliamentary constituency, and she says, being a resident herself in this area, she'll be the voice of the people. On the other hand, the DMK alleges that the BJP, the central government, has not really paid or released any funds for the flood-affected areas, including South Chennai, which was very badly affected during the recent the floods last year after the cyclone. And they have taken up issues like federalism, what they call as financial discrimination by the centre as their key issues. The AIADMK, on the other hand, has taken up the issue of state rights. They also hope there is anti-incumbency against the ruling DMK in Tamil Nadu, and they're also taking up the issue of corruption, and they hope that all these factors would actually work in favour of them. They have only DMDK, late actor Vijayagant's DMDK with them, but they still hope that, like they were able to make big wins during the days of Jayalalitha, even without major allies, this time too they will be able to expand their footprint, make a comeback. Interestingly, for the AIADMK, this is the first election after they parted ways with the BJP. First election under the singular leadership of EPS, and for him it's a kind of an opportunity in that sense to show that he can reclaim the political fortunes of the AIADMK, particularly after it lost 2 elections. It fought in alliance with the AIADMK. So as you see, the roadshow has started. It's a 1 kilometer long stretch in the T Nagar area. It's a busy commercial hub in Chennai, and this particular area the BJP feels is a kind of a stronghold for them compared to the other pockets of the South Chennai constituency. And the idea behind the Prime Minister's campaign or this roadshow is to consolidate the position of the BJP in this pocket of the constituency, which traditionally is a DMK bastion. And as I told earlier, the BJP has taken up the issue of family politics, has taken up the issue of corruption against the ruling DMK, and they hope this kind of these campaigns, frequent campaigns by Prime Minister Modi and the recent Padayatra by BJP State Chief Annamalai would help the party to expand their footprint. And the big question, of course, is will the BJP be able to win seats when they don't have a major Dravidian ally with them this time? But many BJP insiders say even if they're able to expand their footprint on their own, this would be a great opportunity for them to establish their vote share in a state where at the moment their vote share is very, very negligible, less than 3%, going by the 2021 assembly elections data. The long-term perspective for the BJP, of course, is to try and expand their footprint, having an eye on the 2026 assembly elections in Tamil Nadu, where already they have like-minded parties together, like the PMK with them, and they hope with the kind of momentum they could achieve this time, it could actually help them to fight a little more to try and win more seats at the assembly level, which at the moment appears to be their primary target than the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. The larger picture, of course, is the southern push by the BJP, the southern push by Prime Minister Modi, who has been visiting frequently to southern states, particularly Tamil Nadu. Many look at it in two different ways. Some say it's a very conscious, deliberate, calibrated attempt by the Prime Minister, by the BJP, to expand their footprint where they don't have much of presence. Others say it's also a sign of worry for the BJP at the center, particularly as the India alliance, in some sense, has achieved a reasonable level of coordination in many states. And this is a sign of nervousness. Many say that the BJP is now forced to look southward to make sure they'll be able to win some seats here as well. But we'll have to wait and watch what kind of an impact they make. Will it lead to winning seats, or would it mean only in terms of expanding their footprint, in terms of improving their vote share? This particular constituency, in this particular pocket, the T Nagar area, is not only a shopping hub, it's also a kind of an area where the BJP believes that they have a stronger presence compared to other pockets in Tamil Nadu, and that's why they hope a program, a roadshow like this will help them to mobilize, consolidate their position and increase their percentage in this area. Ankit.
Thank you, Sam, for joining us with all those. All right, so Sam continues to be with us. Sam, just one, you gave quite a important brief about the politics of Tamil Nadu, but BJP is quite gung-ho about Kanyakumari, about Coimbatore seat, and we are seeing the push that the Prime Minister himself is leading for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Is there a real chance where the party does feel that Annamalai's, Padayatra, along with Prime Minister's personal popularity, can swing, any seat for them?
These two are areas where, Ankit, the BJP is quite strong. Both Kanyakumari, where the BJP is strong because of the stronger presence of the RSS there, and for quite some time in Coimbatore, the BJP is quite strong. In the 2021 assembly elections, the party was able to win the Coimbatore assembly seat. Earlier, the present Jharkhand governor, Radhakrishnan, when he was a politician, he had got elected from Coimbatore again. But during these two situations, they had the AIADMK or the DMK as their ally with them. So it was possible for them to consolidate their strength with the major strength of a Dravidian ally. But this time, both in Kanyakumari and in Coimbatore, they don't have a Dravidian ally. They are banking or counting on their own inherent strength in these two pockets traditionally. Also, counting on the frequent campaigns by Prime Minister Modi and the BJP State Chief Annamalai. A win in these two pockets would be possible only if the sustained campaigns by these two leaders result in an exponential growth or increase in support base for the BJP to be able to win on their own. Otherwise, the best they could do is to expand their footprint, and they may have to settle for number 2 or number 3. Number 3 most likely, but number 2, if they're able to really make sure they are able to get a major swing in their favor. But at the moment, these two constituencies are among the constituencies the BJP strongly believes they have a fair chance to win. That's why in Coimbatore we had the Prime Minister having a roadshow earlier. Again, tomorrow he will be having a kind of a public meeting at Mettupalayam near Coimbatore, giving a push for both the Coimbatore Lok Sabha seat as well as the Nilgiris Lok Sabha seat, where Union Minister Murugan is fighting. And again, he had a meeting in Kanyakumari earlier, where the BJP veteran leader Pun Radhakrishnan has been elected there a few times in the past. He could not do it in 2019 when Vasanta Kumar of the Congress won. After Vasant Kumar passed away, he lost again when his son, the incumbent MP, Vijay Vasant, had contested. So this time again, for a third time in the recent past, he is going to fight elections there, fighting Vasant Vijay. We'll have to see what kind of a progress the BJP would make there. In Coimbatore, it's the BJP state chief Annamalai who is fighting. He's quite confident that he's not a media creation, he is not a media hype, but there is, he believes, a kind of a groundswell of support for the BJP, and he is confident and optimistic that he'll be able to really win this particular seat. On the other hand, traditionally, Coimbatore has been a stronghold of the AIADMK, the western part of Tamil Nadu. And there again, you have a strong leader there, Velumani, who doesn't want to let the BJP win, particularly in his bastion. Likewise, in the recent assembly elections, in the last Lok Sabha elections, the ruling DMK had won Coimbatore, and they do not want to lose that either to the AIADMK or to the new entrant BJP there. So both the AIADMK as well as the DMK are struggling hard, fighting hard, having the BJP as a common enemy. So who would ultimately win, we'll have to wait and watch.
In fact, Samson, with me in two visuals, ladies and gentlemen, on your screens right now. The BJP's campaign juggernaut rolling at this moment. Prime Minister in southern India and his trusted lieutenant, the Home Minister Amit Shah in Tinsukia, Assam. From northeast to southern India, the BJP's thrust for 370 seat target at this moment visible. Prime Minister's roadshow continuing in Chennai, while the Home Minister is in Assam along with Hemanta Biswa Sarma, the Chief Minister of Assam, in fact, seeking votes for their candidates. This is an important occasion. Sam, you know, let's just, we have spoken at length and ad nauseum about the BJP and their strategy, but just give our viewers a sense of how the opposition is trying to counter this thrust by the Bharatiya Janata Party in Tamil Nadu.
On the one hand, Ankit, the ruling DMK has kept its formidable alliance that had swept the 2019 elections intact. In fact, they have further strengthened their alliance by roping in actor, politician Kamal Hassan, who runs the MNM, the Makkal Nidhi Mayam. And their leader, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, has taken up the issue of federalism and what they call as financial discrimination by the centre, taking on the BJP. They have particularly taken up the issue of the allegation that the central government has not released any special additional financial packages to Tamil Nadu's floods-affected areas, particularly Chennai and a few southern districts, including Tuticorin. The state government had asked for a 39,000 crore package for rebuilding these areas, for restoring these areas in terms of livelihood and damages to properties. The central government, they say, has not given a penny. So they are using this as a key poll plank, campaigning against the BJP. On the other hand, the AIADMK, which very recently had parted ways from the BJP, with the BJP, they have taken up the issue of states' rights, saying that when they were in alliance with the BJP, they had to compromise on certain key issues, and now they would not do that. In a way, they're trying to retain the vote base of the minorities, which they lost when they were in alliance with the BJP. And they're also targeting the ruling DMK on issues of corruption and family politics. So in a sense, both the ruling DMK and the key opposition, the AIADMK, look at the BJP as a common enemy. And they both are training all their guns towards the BJP, taking up be it the issue of federalism, be it the issue of financial discrimination or the states' rights, or compromising on their key principles, particularly when they're in alliance with a state party. That's how these two Dravidian parties are looking at the BJP as a common enemy. At the local level, for the ruling DMK, the enemy is AIADMK. But at an ideological level, they say the BJP is their enemy. And since the prime ministerial candidate is from the BJP, they are targeting more severely on the BJP. But they want to make sure that they don't give any place to the AIADMK as well. On the other hand, for the AIADMK, it's a chance to reclaim the lost political fortunes. They fought two key elections in alliance with the BJP. They lost both because at that time, the BJP was seen to be a kind of an untouchable, and now that they have parted ways, they see they have bright prospects to regain lost ground, and they're also quite optimistic. On the other hand, the BJP is portraying both these Dravidian arch rivals against development, pro-family politics, and they are pushing their agenda, their poll plank, particularly focusing on development, no corruption, good governance, and on those issues. And they point out big projects like highways, metro rail, airports, and things like that as examples of their model of development. So this particular roadshow is part of that kind of a campaign. In fact, the Srinagar area is also developed under the smart city project of the central government. In a way, they are also tacitly showcasing what kind of development they have brought in to Chennai. But on the other hand, the DMK is focusing on issues like no release of funds, particularly for this constituency when it was affected badly by floods. And they used that as a major poll plank, saying that, look, the BJP in power and center, but they're not releasing.
All right, Sam Daniel there, in fact, giving our viewers a crash course on the current political situation where the BJP is hoping to make a dent in the southern fortress of Tamil Nadu. A lot of enthusiasm and a trademark Narendra Modi road show going on in Chennai. Very quickly, I'm handing over to my colleague Maria Shakil for an important interview. Listen it.
In a huge setback for the Aam Aadmi Party, the Delhi High Court has in fact ruled that Arvind Kejriwal's arrest in Delhi liquor policy case is valid. The BJP has come out all guns blazing, seeing this certainly almost an endorsement of their political stand. Joining me now is Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri. Mr. Puri, really appreciate your time. Thank you for speaking to NDTV. Court has made remarks on the plea challenging the arrest, not on bail. So it's just legal grounds of arrest being found bona fide, not merits of the accusation. That is the point that is being made by Aam Aadmi Party. Sir, can you hear me?
I can hear you, madam.
Okay, so should I ask the question again? If you heard my question, if you can respond to that.
Well, I think making allowance for any loss in the audio, I think the issue that was before the court was not a one of granting bail. It was a challenge to Section 19 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. The Aam Aadmi Party was questioning and challenging the arrest of Mr. Kejriwal. And the court, the learned judge, was unsparing. I use my words very carefully, unsparing. She said that Mr. Kejriwal, both in his individual capacity as Chief Minister and as the convener of the Aam Aadmi Party, was complicit. He participated in the formulation of the excise policy, and I want to remind you, Maria ji, that the policy was formulated on September 4th, 2020, when the entire country was reeling under the effect of the pandemic. People were dying, they needed oxygen, but Mr. Kejriwal was busy formulating an excise policy. This policy came into being in November 21 and was around till July 2022. And this policy led to unprecedented levels of criminal activity and corruption. Today the judge said, and it is very important because earlier Mr. Kejriwal had taken the position that Mr. Vijay Nair, who was the kingpin there, did not report to him. He reported to Atishi Marleen and to Mr. Bharadwaj. Today the judge said, but you participated in your individual capacity. You as AAP convener, you sought kickbacks, and that money trail found itself all the way to the Goa election. The point is being made here is very clear that the evidence before the court which the enforcement directorate produced made it absolutely clear that the arrest was in order and that Mr. Kejriwal will have to respond. To which an answer, a point was made by Mr. Kejriwal's lawyers, but you know, this is an election He said, this election has got nothing to do with it. Then they brought up the money trail and they said electoral bonds. They said electoral bonds have nothing to do with it. Here is a case where Mr. Kejriwal was personally involved in the formulation of the excise policy. As Aam Aadmi Party convener, he asked for kickbacks, and the approver's statements, which were recorded by a court, not by an agency, that is in pursuance of a 100-year law. So I think Mr. Kejriwal has to face the consequences of a situation and of actions which are entirely of his making.
But Mr. Puri, Aam Aadmi Party still calls it a conspiracy. They are saying show a single money which has been recovered.
Madam, you have the statements of the approvers. You have all the other evidence. This case is just beginning. You don't show the evidence right in the beginning. They were questioning the arrest and saying that it is illegal in terms of Section 19 of the PMLA. I went through the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and nothing that was said in the court. And the court has held firmly that the arrest was perfectly in order, and that it will proceed. Now Mr. Kejriwal has the option as part of due process to go up and appeal, but that's a separate issue. This court has found him, no relief has been provided. You use the word setback. I'm not used to using words like this because Mr. Kejriwal has had one setback after another. In 2011, he participated in the Anna Hazare rally in Ramlila grounds. What happened in that rally? He was fighting corruption. Who was in power then? It was the Congress party. And today what has happened? In 2024, that same place in Ramlila ground, they meet. And what happens there? वो जो भ्रष्ट corrupt लोग थे, उनके गले मिल गए वहाँ. So this is a political narrative which he will try in his defense. I personally don't think, and I'm quite confident now that there is any, and there are any takers for it in the legal process, or for that matter in the political process, no matter how hard he tries to play victim. But
Mr. Puri, the day Sanjay Singh was given bail, Aam Aadmi Party went to town with the order as if they have, they have been acquitted. Today, a judicial process is being dubbed by the BJP as guilty verdict against Kejriwal.
I want to draw, Maharashtra, a very basic and a substantive distinction. Here is a case which was he was not a bail application. This was questioning the legality of his arrest. And I think the court has come down very clearly. What the Aam Aadmi Party says outside when a case is pending, just that you are given bail doesn't mean that you've been acquitted in the case or the case has gone away. So I think there is a lot of, verbal jugglery going on with the Aam Aadmi Party. I saw that reunion where the gentleman you named, who just come out on bail, he met the Chief Minister of Punjab in great excitement, lifted him up. I mean, that's their way of political posturing. I mean, if I were a Karyakarta of the Aam Aadmi Party, I'd be very worried as to the kind of charges which are piling up. An outfit which started its political life in an anti-corruption crusade is now deeply mired in that corruption itself.
Yes, but the question also is, Mr. Puri, about what the Aam Aadmi Party and other political opponents of yours say about absence of level playing field. That yes, this is about the arrest, which the High Court says was legal, but the court hasn't spoken about the merit of the case per se, and then Aam Aadmi Party and your other political opponents may be right in saying that in the run-up to elections there is no level playing field.
Well, let me take you up on your yes but style of questioning. Yes, today they questioned the legality of the arrest, and the court said no, it is totally in order. Insofar as the evidence comes and the issue, the substantive charges, to say that there is an election doesn't give you immunity from arrest. If you have wrongdoing, the concerned agencies will step in. This applies equally to the Aam Aadmi Party as it does to any other political party. Where is the question of a level playing field? He was given 9 opportunities after November 2023 to respond to the summons of the ED. If he had received a summons, first time he should have gone and said, I'm in the clear, this is the facts which are before us, and the story might be over. But he evaded it. After the 9th summit, they visited him in his Sheesh Mahal. The Aam Aadmi had moved meanwhile from muffler and no red lights and small, what is that car called, Wagon R or something like that, to the Sheesh Mahal, and he was arrested. And he is now first in judicial custody, now otherwise. So the point is, you can't mix these two up. Elections will come and go. But where there are serious charges of criminal conspiracy, the court has used this word. I can tell you, it uses the word and says that there has upheld his arrest and subsequent remand holding. The ED was able to produce enough material, statements of approvers and AAP's own candidate stating that Kejriwal was giving money for the Goa election and that he is personally responsible, personally involved, and that he himself asked for kickbacks. Now, the other day, he turned around and said, as Chief Minister, Mr. Vijay Nair didn't report to me. He tried to throw two of his colleagues under the bus, but that is not going to wash in the court because he has a responsibility both in the formulation of the policy and in the demand of kickback. Now, if he can turn around later and prove that he was not involved or is not correct, that's another story. But today, the limited focus is on the court judgment today, where the arrest was deemed to be perfectly legal.
That brings me to my last question, Mr. Puri. Despite these scathing comments, Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party insist that he will continue as the Chief Minister. Is this leading to a constitutional crisis?
Well, I am neither a constitutional expert nor am I involved either way, whether he continues or not. But I, as a personal, as somebody who's put in 50 years of public life, I joined the Foreign Service at the age of 21. And, that was, I'm now today 72. I think this is the height of shamelessness. If after being arrested, after being in Tihar, along with several of your meetings, you can have a cabinet meeting inside Tihar, but that doesn't mean that it is all right. I think it is entirely shameless. And if anybody has any shame and anybody responds to normal standards of political decency, he should put in his resignation now straight away so that somebody else can run the government. Because you cannot run the government when you are behind bars. Simple.
You are saying that Arvind Kejriwal
and this will set a precedent. Oh, absolutely. I have no doubt about that.
So how is the BJP planning to take this up? That's my last question, sir. Because,
No,
while the court told Mr. Kejriwal not to politicize the court hearing, should the BJP also refrain from calling Kejriwal guilty as trial has not even started?
No. No, I chose my words very carefully. Nothing that I said he's guilty. I said the court said very clearly he is involved in his personal capacity. He is involved as Chief Minister and he is involved as Aam Aadmi Party convener. And the court has made that assertion based on the evidence that was before the court. Now, how the court proceeds is when the trial will start. It's only after that he will either be held guilty or not guilty. So BJP is not saying that. Certainly, you have many BJP, but today I am appearing before you in my capacity as speaking on behalf of the BJP. And I am saying very categorically that today's judgment is that based on the evidence which was before the court, they said that the arrest was not illegal. That is the limited point.
So, based on today's judgment, you as a representative of the BJP and Union Minister are of the opinion that Mr. Kejriwal must resign.
Well, I am there. I'm giving my opinion and my personal view that he should resign. How can you be behind bars and conduct the affairs? Delhi is the capital city of the country. I said in another such interview, it's a very special place. It's not only the capital city, you are the elected government at the local level, but you are in jail, some of your other colleagues are in jail. I mean, if it had left to me, I'm speaking personally, the entire lot should resign. But he should certainly step aside as Chief Minister and allow the processes to take place in the normal course. And the fact that there is an election does not provide you either an alibi, or it provides you an excuse from not proceeding. If you were a sitting Chief Minister and you committed these things as another one, you have to face the consequences. That is the law of the land.
All right, Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri, Union Minister, really appreciate your time. Thank you for speaking to NDTV.
Hello and welcome to the Southern View. We're coming to you live from the Sivakasi town. Yes, the fireworks, the cracker works, Sivakasi town in Virudhunagar parliamentary constituency of Tamil Nadu. Well, the battle for Virudhunagar will be our focus on this show, but we'll also have to dip in live to pictures of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the heart of Chennai South. He's in T Nagar area campaigning for the party candidate Tamilisai Soundararajan there in Chennai South. Over the next 4 days, the Prime Minister will have focus on Tamil Nadu. Those pictures coming to you live from Chennai South. I have my colleague Sam Daniel there joining us from Chennai, as well as my colleague Vasudha Venugopal, who tracks the BJP very closely, join us from New Delhi. Very briefly, Sam, just take us through the statements that's coming out across the board. The question really in these elections is the BJP going to be able to change a tried and tested and set Dravidian narrative in the state?
That's right, that's the big question, Virudhunagar. We come to you live from Chennai's T Nagar on the Pandi Bazaar area, where as we speak now, any moment the Prime Minister's vehicle, who's on a roadshow, could actually cross this point. Yes, I could see him a few hundred meters away from here. Modi, along with 3 BJP candidates, on a vehicle top crossing this point. This is part of Chennai South constituency, traditionally a DMK bastion, but the BJP is trying to breach that, try to win this seat. Along with Modi, we have the other 3 candidates. One, the Chennai South constituencies, Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan, Chennai Central's Vinod P. Selvam, and North Chennai BJP candidate Paul Kanagaraj. And in 2019, the DMK had swept polls, winning 38 of the 39 seats in Tamil Nadu. At that time, the BJP could not win even a single seat. Now, the AIADMK has parted ways with the BJP, and the BJP does not have any major allies except the PMK, which has a strong presence in the northern part of Tamil Nadu. But now, with frequent visits like this in the form of road shows, in the form of campaigns, Prime Minister Modi is trying to consolidate the BJP's position, to try and expand the party's footprint. As we speak now, the Prime Minister is just a few meters away from where we are, holding the BJP symbol, sending a strong message that the BJP is trying to break that Dravidian bridge. The BJP has taken up issues of family politics, corruption against the ruling DMK in Tamil Nadu. The AIADMK is banking on the anti-incumbency sentiment, and the BJP is focusing on issues like corruption and family politics against the ruling DMK. And lastly, the ruling DMK has taken up the issue of federalism and what it calls
Okay, Sam Daniel, they're reporting from Chennai. I'll get to Vasudha Venugopal as well in a bit. Just want to bring into focus the Virudhunagar contest here, where, again, the Prime Minister will be campaigning. Remember, across the board, the question really, the Dravidian parties dismissing the BJP's claims of a rise in Tamil Nadu, saying that the contest is between them, the BJP candidates, whether it's in Coimbatore, whether it is in Virudhunagar, whether in any part of the state, saying that, look, you're all in for a surprise. I spoke with R. Radhika and her husband Sharat Kumar, both very well-known personalities. Radhika is the BJP's candidate here in Virudhunagar. I spoke to her and asked her specifically, what's the X factor that makes an actor, first of all, successful in politics? B, why and how do we assume that the BJP can make a difference here? And this is what she had to say. She even shared a punch dialogue at the end of this conversation. Listen in.
பாரத பிரதமர் நரேந்திர மோடி அவருடைய ஆசி பெற்ற வெற்றி வேட்பாளர் மோடிஜி ஆட்சி உங்களுக்காக.
Joining me now, if I may say so, is the quintessential star political couple of Tamil Nadu politics and cinema. Both of you have had successful careers, popular film stars. Before I get to serious politics, is there any X factor that you have figured out that makes a star successful in politics, or is it just a hit or miss?
It's not like that. It's how people perceive you and how they look at you. Whether you're a star, beyond being a star, your individuality has to stand out.
Yeah, I associate with that answer because basically how you, go through life and how what have you become in front of the eyes of the people. So right from social service, if you are doing, a man who's completely working with the people about social service, the extension of social service is politics.
Okay.
So it is just natural that it doesn't mean an actor or doctor or an engineer. It is just a natural way you move with the people and talk with the people. And
I wouldn't say I'm convinced, very convinced with that answer, but then let me get to the more serious political question. There's rarely something the AIDMK and the DMK agrees on, but the one thing they seem to agree on everywhere is that they are the rivals, and the BJP is not a strong third player in this place. How do you see your chances here at Virudhunagar?
First, let me answer about the chances. Chances are looking very good. People are looking for a change, and they are fed up of these two parties. And now the two parties have realized. Now I'm going back to the beginning of your question. They have realized that yes, there is the third force which has come in, which would give a big dent into their political narrative in Tamil Nadu. So they are back to bickering, joining forces together and bickering against BJP.
Is there tangible proof on the ground to show that there is a change in narrative across the board? Because how do we justify when you look at history, it's like 3%, 4% vote shares, never a party as a third front, even local third front players have never succeeded in Tamil Nadu. Why should this be different?
Okay, basically when I entered the political fray, in the sense to get involved in politics, it was 1996. And then AIDMK party was totally corrupt. That's the perception, the notion the people had. Now you campaigned for 40 days. Relentlessly, it was 24 hours campaigning. It was not from morning 9 o'clock to night 10 o'clock. So I saw the people. I reacted, the reactions of the people, the way they looked at it. So when they wanted a change, it was a huge change at that point of time. The same reaction we feel now, that people definitely want a change, and the change is going to be for the BJP. That is how I look at it, because I've been traveling 1996 today, almost 28 years. And we see the people, the reaction of the people, campaigning with different parties. But still now we feel the people are ready for a change, and change is going to be for the BJP.
So do you see that response that is coming in from the ground in terms of, obviously the Prime Minister has invested himself heavily in the campaign. He will be campaigning in Virudhunagar as well. He's campaigning this evening in Chennai. Has that connect happened? Or is there still a barrier for the BJP when it enters the Tamil Nadu space? Both of you have had illustrious past in AIDMK and followed Dravidian politics for many years. I mean, how does that change come about at the grassroots?
It does. You will be amazed. The last few years, I think you learn a lot from failure, and I think BJP has learnt it well, and they have now developed the party into a very, very strong grassroots cadre-based party also, and everything is being set. They knew the elections were coming, and they have worked very well. You will be very surprised. I think this is going to throw up a lot of surprises. Of course, we can keep saying, yeah, we are good and people are liking us and everything, but you will be surprised. Yes.
I will be surprised, you say. I want to know what is it that would surprise you in terms of vote shares or seats that would come about. Let me ask you for a guess on Virudhunagar. What do you think will be the vote shares of the DMK and the AIDMK and the BJP?
We may not be able to place a number on the vote share. We are here to stay, and we will win the elections. That will be the vote share here.
And who's going to be number two, if I can ask you?
I have absolutely no idea, because both of them are not carrying very strong, politically. DMK has got a lot of incumbency going against them, and the AIDMK alliance has got no relevance in the sense that they still don't know who they are supporting in the center.
As you say that, on the 4th of June, then, do you see yourself as the emergent Smriti Irani of the South?
No, well, she will
emerge as Radhika, always.
And we hope the people would give a mandate to a person with a lot of knowledge and experience on politics and social service. And I'm sure she will do well. And if elected to the entire constituency, I think she will be a good candidate to represent the people of Virudhunagar and the constituency of Virudhunagar in Delhi.
Both of you have had long career in delivering dialogues. Do you have a punch dialogue for each other and for the electorate?
Punch dialogue is, guys, go and vote for BJP and make Modi the third time Prime Minister of the country.
Something more local in Tamil, ma'am?
Tamarai Malarattum, Virudhunagar Valarattum.
Wow. Thamarai Malaratum, Virudhunagar Valaratum, says Radhika there as she heads out for campaigning on another hot day here in Virudhunagar in Tamil Nadu.
10 வருஷமாக இந்த நாட்டை ஆண்டிருக்கிறார். சிறப்பாக ஊழல் இல்லாத ஆட்சி, எனர்ஜி இல்லாம ஒரு சிறப்பான மக்களுக்கான ஆட்சி
Well, that's the BJP star couple, but the DMK, AIADMK agree on one thing, as well as the Congress, that the fight is between them firmly and there is no third player in the race. The incumbent MP here is Manikam Tagore of the Congress. I caught up with him in Virudhunagar constituency in the midst of a hot day in campaigning, and he spoke on a wide range of subjects, including the Prime Minister's attack on the Congress's manifesto. Listen in.
கூட்டணியினுடைய வேட்பாளர் அண்ணன் மாணிக்கம் எனக்கு கைத்திற்கு
In terms of politics as well, the temperature is quite high. You're fighting a tough battle here against DMDK founder's son on the one side. Then you have the soap opera queen of Tamil soap opera, Radhika, as the BJP candidate. Who do you see as your primary rival? And do you believe that the old narratives of Tamil Nadu may change in these elections?
We are fighting against an idea which called Modi, the idea which loots the people of Tamil Nadu, which discriminates the people of Tamil Nadu, and particularly the poor people of Tamil Nadu. And we are explaining that only. The joblessness and the price rise is the main issue on which people are voting, and that continues to be the only person who has made this country suffer is Mr. Modi. Therefore, the issue is on the misrule of Mr. Modi.
At the local level, who's your bigger enemy?
This election is only on Modi. This election is Modi, and this election, there is two kind of candidates here. One is a direct Modi candidate and one is a B team of a Modi candidate.
Okay, Mr. Modi has now commented on your manifesto, Congress manifesto, calling it a reflective manifesto of the Muslim League. What's your response for that?
Whether Mahalakshmi scheme, which you just saw it, giving 1 lakh rupees per woman, family, head of the family, is a Muslim League manifesto for him. Whether reforming the NRGS work is a Muslim League manifesto for him. Whether reducing the LPG gas cylinder price is a Muslim League manifesto for him, because Mr. Modi is a divider. Therefore, he divides on the communal lines. He wants to divide this country on communal lines. He only has slogan of Sabka Vikas, Sabka Saath as only slogan, but his intentions and in his thinking process is to divide this country.
You don't see the Congress trying to play the caste card with caste census, etc. The BJP accuses the Congress of being divisive.
Caste census is a very valid part of the society, because we know that Hindu religion is the only religion which has the caste hierarchy, and India is a caste Hindu majority state, where we have many layers of the people who under the reservation categories are not got their due, and the caste census will give us a report card which will benefit in the future to distribute the wealth and distribute the opportunities.
Okay, Mr. Tagore, while you say all that, Mr. Modi has been investing himself heavily in Tamil Nadu. The old narrative is AIDMK, DMK. The Congress has been firmly with the DMK. Is there a worry that the BJP's extensive campaign in this state could change the narrative in Dravidian politics and could make them a potential entry into this state?
14th, Mr. Modi is coming to Virudhunagar. We welcome him. Nadda came here. Therefore, people of Virudhunagar are intelligent and people of Tamil Nadu are very intelligent. You will see till 19 they will do all these kind of things. After 4th of June, they will all be there. Shops will be closed, and we will have the 40 MPs of the India Alliance together in the parliament, and we will all stand together as India Alliance.
So you say about the 40 MPs from Tamil Nadu, which is Dravidian territory. What about the rest of India? In north of India, the Congress seems to be in a sticky wicket. Would you agree?
national media wants to project that way, and we all know that the projection of the national media, which has been controlled by Mr. Modi, wants to do that thing, but the real ground is different. And you will see here also that national media is giving 6 seats or 7 seats to BJP. If you ask a BJP worker, where is the 6th seat, which is the 6 seats, they will say, I think that they will say some other seats from North India, because it is a media created hype. We know that the people's real pain in the village of Achambatti as well as in any other village in India is same. The price rise is an issue, the joblessness issue is an issue, NRGS is an issue, farmers issue is an issue, LPG cylinder price is an issue, and all other issues stands, and therefore people are going to vote on their own issues.
Okay, having said that, my final question to you, who's going to be number 1, number 2, number 3 in Virudhunagar?
We hope that people of Virudhunagar will be number 1, and people of Virudhunagar will be number 2, and people of Virudhunagar will be number 3.
Wow. Thank you so much, Manikam Tagore, on this hot campaign trail here in Virudhunagar. Manikam Tagore of the Congress there, but this, remember, Virudhunagar area is a DMDK region of influence. AIA-DMK is a major player here as well, and the DMDK AIA-DMK alliance has fielded the son of the founder of DMDK, late actor Vijay Prabhakar. Now he says he's fighting a battle for survival and to keep his father's dream alive for the party to march forward. I caught up with him in Shivakashi town, where he's hard at campaigning. He even gave me a punch dialogue from his father's films. It's really a battle for survival for the DMDK. This is about trying to prove that the party will remain relevant.
Yes, it is, as you said, it's a do-or-die situation for us, because when Captain started the party in 2005, and we went to a tremendous height where no one thought of we'll be reaching it. Then when Captain fell sick and everything came down, so now my dad has passed away, the entire track has been changed, and now I have to come into the track and I have to take care of all the things of the politics and as a candidate. So it's a challenging one.
So this is your first time as a candidate. In terms of the political equation, it looks like a three-way fight. You have the incumbent MP Manikam Tagore. On the other hand, you have somebody your family knows very well, the soap opera queen of Tamil soap opera at one time, Radhika. Who do you think is your bigger enemy or threat in this constituency?
Well, all three candidates have been announced to their views and their tactics. So we, ADMK and DMDK alliance, we got the constituency as in DMDK side, and we have a quite good vote bank here, and even ADMK has a good quite vote bank here. So according to our tactics, I think we are stronger to compare to those two. And to be honest, the competition will be between Mr. Manikam Thakur and myself, I think. Yeah.
You don't see the BJP making a presence here? The DMDK, AIA-DMK alliance, the AIA-DMK splitting away from the BJP. Is there a fear that the AIA-DMK and the DMDK vote could get splintered?
I'm not... I can't say if the vote going to split out or not, because BJP has been a superpower all over India, but when it comes to Tamil Nadu, they are not superpower. When they have a star candidate, Ms. Radhika ma'am is there, but to the roots, I mean even the villages, the BJP candidates or the structure is not strong as DMK, DMDK or ADMK. So that's the key factor is that the competition between DMK and ADMK, that's the key factor, where our party is down till the roots, even DMDK are down till the roots, whereas BJP is just growing now in Tamil Nadu. They don't have that structure here. So I don't think they would give us another strong fight for Virudhunagar.
Okay, as you say that, what would be the key USP of the DMDK post in the absence of the charisma of your father, Captain Vijay? Because much of it was his personality cult. What would be the core USP?
The core USP is that he has created many dreams for the people, and he has said many slogans for the people, and he wanted to do many things for the people. He was the first leader to say that ration products will come to door, we will be doing door delivery, but that time people didn't recognize or understand what it is. But now you've seen Andhra and Punjab, they have brought this scheme and it's going really well. So like this, many things he has done, and all his wishes and deeds I want to do for him. And as a son, I need to step in, and I'm doing it for him.
Okay.
If whenever I started my party, the first thing I said was, I can be Vijay Prabhakar. There are many ways to prove myself. There are many stages, not just politics. If I'm stepping into politics, it's just for my father's dream and for his wish. And lakhs of people who depended on our party, they want someone. For them, I'm stepping in. Definitely for them, I will do what my father has told for the people.
All right, finally, one last question. If there is a dialogue from your father's film or a song or a caption that you'd like to tell our viewers, it could be in Tamil. What is it that you would like to share?
I am keeping a punch dialogue in this campaign, especially when closing the campaign. I'm using this dialogue, so I'd like to say that one.
Please go ahead.
So this is the dialogue from a movie called Tavasi, where Captain says, "Tolasi kodam vasa marnal marum, ana Tavasi vaku maramata." It's mean when the smell of the.
Let me translate it. It means that the smell of the tulsi leaf can change, but Tavasi, who was the character in the film, will not go back on his word. That's the message that you're giving out. No dearth of dialogues, drama or politics in Virudhunagar or Sivakasi as we head into another interesting battle in an interesting constituency. We'll keep a close watch of all this. But remember, it's Ugadi today, the birth of a new year. Karnataka celebrates it. It's a traditional festival here in Virudhunagar and in southern parts of Tamil Nadu. In fact, Sivakasi town, there is a big festival, temple festival that's going on right next to us. So wishes to all of you from Sivakasi town and Virudhunagar constituency. We'll catch you from Thoothukudi tomorrow, which is the seat of DMK's Kanimozhi Karunanidhi. That's all we have time for on the Southern View this evening. News and updates continue right here on NDTV.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Hello and welcome to NDTV Auto. I'm here in Jaipur for Volkswagen brand conference and they have made a slew of announcements here. Let's talk more about them with Mr. Ashish Gupta, brand director, Volkswagen India. You know, you have again changed the lineup of Taigun. What was the purpose behind it, and will that make things simpler for people?
No, I think, the endeavor has been, and if I take you back 2 years when we introduced the Taigun, we introduced it on two-line structure, the dynamic line, which was basically based on the 1 liter, and the performance line, which was based on the 1.5 liter. Over the period of time, what we have also realized is that customers are not differentiated by, engine types. Customers are more and more moving towards style differentiation. What kind of a style appeals to me and what kind of a style does not appeal to me or appeals to another set of customers. So the endeavor this time has been to now put our line structure in place to appeal to style more than the differentiation by the engine line. So that's what we have done. So now we have the chrome line, which is more elegant, for the customers who like that kind of a design language, available both on the 1.5 and the 1 liter, and then the sporty look with more black themed exterior and interior elements, which appeals to customers who are looking for more sporty, rugged kind of an appeal that appeals to them. So that's why today we have launched the GT Plus Sport on the Taigun, and also the GT line, which actually brings the GT-ness of our cars into the 1 liter lineup as well with the GT line.
Does this impact pricing?
Yes, of course. If you look at, the GT line is now, has all the GT elements, including 17-inch wheels, including 6 airbag standard, including the black elements in the exterior and the interior, at a price point which is between the high line and the top line. Yeah, so it's a much more accessible.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching NDTV. The Mahavikas Aghadi has finalized the seat-sharing formula in Maharashtra for the Lok Sabha elections of 2024, with the Shiv Sena faction led by Uddhav Thackeray contesting on 21 seats, Congress on 17 seats, and NCP faction led by Sharad Pawar on 10 seats. Now, this has come after a lot of clamour. The Congress did not get either Sangli, Mumbai South or Central or Bhiwandi seats in the seat-sharing pact. Flanked by Uddhav Thackeray and Congress leaders, Sharad Pawar today said that there are no more differences in the MVA. Meanwhile, even as BJP waits for the MNS to announce its support for the NDA, the Mahayuti alliance that has the BJP, Shiv Sena led by Chief Minister Eknath Shinde and the NCP led by Ajit Pawar has said that they will announce names of all candidates in the next few days. Remember that there are at least 15 seats that are awaiting candidates, and there is a deadlock of sorts amongst the Mahayuti allies on important seats of Mumbai, Konkan and also some seats in the Aurangabad division, which is Marathwada. Now, for these parties that have been rivals and friends in the past, is this a fight for supremacy? What are the lessons on accommodation that they need? And as of now, just on paper and in theory, both in perception and decision making, who has the edge? That is what we are asking tonight. Before we get into this discussion, here's a special report.
After prolonged tussle, the MVA alliance finally announced the seat-sharing formula for Maharashtra's 48 seats. Uddhav Sena will be contesting 21 seats, Congress 17 and Sharad Pawar NCP 10.
मैं मानता हूं कि अभी ज़्यादा प्रयास करने की आवश्यकता नहीं है। पूरी जनता ने तय किया है कि इस बार जो मैंने नारा दिया था कि इसको तड़ीपार करना है, तो वो जनता करके दिखाई।
Of 7 unannounced seats, Mumbai North Central, Mumbai North, Jalna, Dhule have gone to Congress. NCP has got Mada, Dravid and Satara. The focus remained on the contentious announced seats like Sangli, Bhiwandi and Mumbai South Central, which Congress was eyeing, but UBT Sena had already declared Sangli and Mumbai South Central seats. Similarly, Sharad Pawar NCP had announced Bhiwandi. Congress, which earlier requested withdrawal of UBT and NCP candidates from these seats, chose to surrender these for the greater unity of the India alliance.
सांगली भिवंडी डिस्प्यूटेड सीट के बारे में
कोई डिस्प्यूटेड नहीं है, अब हो गया इशू। देश के संविधान से कोई बड़ा नहीं है, देश की लोकशाही से कोई बड़ा नहीं है। जो हमारे हाईकमान का आदेश है उसका पालन हमारा सभी कार्यकर्ता और हमारे नेता करें।
While MVA seems to have set its house in order, the ruling Mahayuti alliance is still to thrash out its differences. There is still no consensus on at least 9 seats. Eknath Shinde Sena is under pressure to concede more seats to BJP. MVA was quick to take a dig at the NDA alliance's disputes.
महायुति में जो महाभारत चल रहा है वो चलते रहेगा।
While the MVA claims resolution of all its disputes, the grassroots leaders may harbor dissatisfaction over the compromises that have been made. On the other hand, Sena in Mahayuti is negotiating hard to ensure the morale of its leaders and workers is unaffected in this bargain. With video journalist Praveen, this is Radhika Ramaswamy for NDTV Mumbai.
Joining us now are Rohit Chandravakar, who is a senior journalist, Vishwas Pathak, who represents the BJP, and Matthew Anthony, who is with the Congress. Thank you all of you for joining me on this discussion. Rohit, starting with you, how do you see the Mahavikas Aghadi finally finalizing seat sharing arrangement from Sangli to Kolhapur to Ramtek to seats in Mumbai? There have been claims and counterclaims. Do you see the MVA finally getting ready to put up a united face?
Well, at least Vasudha, at least for the media, they have put up a united face. But I am a little skeptical and doubtful about whether this united face runs vertically down among the Karyakartas also, and I am very doubtful about that. It's very difficult because there are many constituencies. Let's say, let's give you the example of South Central Mumbai, which was a Congress constituency for some time, 2 elections. Then it became a Shiv Sena constituency with Rahul Shivare winning, and Varsha Gaikwad, the daughter of the former MP from South Central, wanted that seat for Congress. Uddhav Thackeray suddenly announced that it would be contested by Anil Desai, who is the former Rajya Sabha member. Now, are Varsha Gaikwad's Karyakartas going to work for Shiv Sena in that constituency? I'm just giving you one example. There are such at least 10 to 12 examples in my view, where this united face may be there at the top level among leaders for media consumption, but it may not run down vertically among the Karyakartas.
Right.
So I'm a little doubtful on that front. On the other side also, in Mahayuti also, there are disputes. But here it seems like I said earlier on one of your shows, that the alliance does not seem organic. It seems inorganic.
Right.
So there are doubts, and I'm skeptical about all this.
Right. Let me ask this question to Mr. Anthony. Sir, the Congress and the Sena have been loggerheads over seats such as Sangli and many others. Rohit also mentioned a few. Congress chief Nana Patole has said that the party has shown a big heart today. The party is fighting on 17 seats, also in Mumbai North and Mumbai North Central. But most of your other seats are also difficult seats, and the ones that you could have won are not with you. These are the seats that are considered safe for the BJP, the ones that you're fighting, be it Nagpur or even Mumbai North. How do you see this, sir?
Vasudha, as Nana Patole has explained to you earlier, the protection of the Constitution is larger than anything else at this point of time. That is the foundation for the India Alliance as well as for the MVA Alliance. Now, the people of Maharashtra are very, very, very insulted with the BJP, backstabbing the original Shiv Sena and the NCP by splitting them, splitting families, splitting the parties, which has got the regional roots. So this will definitely have its impact, and the alliance of the Shiv Sena original and the NCP original side with the Congress is definitely going to help the party across Maharashtra, despite having difference of opinion in the seats. That it is not a secret that the three parties have their own opinions for respective seats, and we negotiated with each other hardly, and then for a larger consensus to protect the Constitution and protect the nation, we have decided to show the large-heartedness to accommodate and to as well as evolve with an alliance and get back to the campaign at the earliest. So it has to be seen from a larger perspective of winning the election for the people of the state of Maharashtra as well as for the people of India. And we are very confident that the alliance will result in a very higher winning percentage in the number of seats for the Congress party as well as the MVA alliance in Maharashtra.
So you've shown magnanimity, that's what you're saying. Mr. Pathak,
Yes.
we heard Ajit Pawar last week say that, on March 28th, all seats will be announced. There was the final list of 48 candidates will be declared. We also heard Devendra Fadnavis make these announcements, but the final list of candidates continues to be elusive. And here in Delhi, we are saying that Congress is not able to decide its Delhi candidates and BJP is not able to decide its Mumbai candidates. How will you explain this delay, especially now that MVA has already come up with its seat sharing arrangement?
See, as far as this Mahayuti is concerned, comprising of Ajit Dada NCP, Eknath Shinde Shiv Sena and Bharatiya Janata Party, we have finalized all the 48 names of the candidates. Some of the names have not yet been announced, declared publicly as a matter of strategy. There is no dispute whatsoever. We have already kicked off our campaigning. If you look at our campaigning, which was kicked off by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi at Chandrapur, Mr. Eknath Shinde, RPI, Mr. Athole, and NCP group, all were there as a team. In contrast, if you look at the joint press conference held today, wherein Mr. Sharad Pawar, Uddhav Thackeray, Nana Patole, and all Prithviraj Chaudhary sitting, look at their body language. They are not at all united kind of thing. There is a lot of infighting. The national party like Congress is cut to the size by giving just 17 seats. And all those 17 seats, otherwise also would have been lost by any party. So they have got a very stepbrotherly treatment in this MVA.
Right.
And as far as our case is concerned, we have finalized our candidates and we are very confident we will cross more than 45 seats of Lok Sabha this election.
Right.
And we will be crossing 370 seats as promised by our Prime Minister of India.
Mr. Anthony, would you like to respond to that, sir? He's saying that the body language was not reassuring enough. And, he's making a very important point, which Rohit also talked about. Even when you talk about this seat which has gone to Anil Desai, a lot of people here also say that if Varsha Gaikwad had fought, maybe the situation could have been different. Do you sense that will be something that might keep your workers a little aloof?
While we are not disputing that we have made our claims for South Central as well as Sangli and Bhiwandi, and then we have reached on an agreement. Now, speaking about the body language and the stepmotherly treatment, I can only have a sarcastic laugh on it, because who is giving stepmotherly treatment to Shinde Sena? BJP, and the Shinde Sena's MPs have been being replaced on BJP's demand. So BJP has got this habit of giving stepmotherly treatment to its allies, whereas we respect the allies and we do a lot of consultation, we do a lot of discussions, we debate, we disagree, but we come to a consensus. Unlike the BJP, which uses ED and the CBI to negotiate terms with its allies and then blackmail them. Either you agree or you get arrested. Okay. How did the Praful Patel case got vanished in a couple of months' time of 840 crores? Then the BJP should say in the national TV that the allegations against UPA was wrong by them, because the Praful Patel has come out clean.
Okay,
so
let me ask this question to Rohit. Rohit, this is something that Anthony is also talking about. So the Shiv Sena has declared a total of 9 candidates for the Lok Sabha. There's also, of course, discontent among the Shiv Sena, at least with some MPs, because they've been dropped. How would you see the Sena under pressure to seat some of its traditional seats like Thane, Palghar, even Ratnagiri, Sindhudurg, which Mr. Narayan Rane has been, trying to claim? How do you see this playing out for the future of the alliance and also Shiv Sena? But here my sources are telling me that the BJP leadership is very, very favourable towards Shiv Sena, because they know the kind of gamble that Mr. Shinde has taken. So it's likely that he could be getting over 13 seats.
Vasudha, it's a very interesting question and interesting situation, because one thing I can predict is the winner's margin is going to be very small this time, because there is a lot of fragmentation among parties. This time there are too many parties and too many candidates and people interested in contesting, etc., compared to earlier, because the sheer number of parties has gone up and contestants has also gone up. Having said that, now look at the Shiv Sena stronghold. Any place in Thane or Navi Mumbai or Mumbai for that matter, what is important is that since Eknath Shinde split from Uddhav Thackeray, there has been no big election that has been held. So we don't really know the voters' mind right now, and these voters are very loyal to their party and their ideology, and they are very emotional about Shiv Sena, let's say Thackeray family or whatever. And Eknath Shinde, of course, claims that now they are on his side, because a lot of MLAs came to his side and MPs also came to his side. Right. Point is, there has been no test so far in any kind of local elections or assembly elections or anything, which shows us whether Eknath Shinde really enjoys that support or Uddhav Thackeray has that emotional support.
Right.
So this is the first time that is going to get exposed, and one thing I can say is it's very unpredictable.
Right.
So I can't really answer your question clearly. We don't know what the result is going to be. One thing I can say is the winner's margin is going to be very, very small. Vasudha.
Yes. Mr. Pathak, would you like to respond to that, and how do you see the Mumbai battle specifically, also the battle in Konkan region, where there is this alleged sympathy for Uddhav Thackeray, or do you think that this Modi factor is going to triumph over everything else as it has done in 2014 and also in 2019?
See, certainly Modi factor is going to work now also. As in 2014, we achieved 272 Lok Sabha seats. In 2019, we improved our tally to 303, and now we want to achieve a mark of 370. So we are not talking in air. There is a proper calculation. As far as Uddhav Thackeray is concerned, Uddhav Thackeray is a left-door Shiv Sena with father and son alone. They are no following. Whatever following is there, it is Mr. Eknath Shinde, because Eknath Shinde has rightly joined hands with Bharatiya Janata Party, which was the mandate given in 2019. So Uddhav Thackeray has betrayed. So there is no any sympathy for Uddhav Thackeray. As far as Sharad Pawar is concerned, Sharad Pawar party is also a party of father and daughter. So entire NCP is with Mr. Ajit Pawar. So we have a very formidable combination. See, look at the difference between the approach of two alliances.
Right.
In MVA, Sharad Pawar at his own unilaterally announced Bhiwandi candidate, whereas Uddhav Thackeray announced for Sangli without considering their partners. As far as we are concerned, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis has unilaterally, but in the interest of Eknath Shinde, announced the candidature of Mr. Shrikant Shinde for Kalyan.
Yeah.
So this is how we have an understanding. We are offering the seats for those candidates in which visibility is
Mr.
very
Anthony, would you
certain.
like to
This is
respond
the
to that,
difference.
sir? Because that's a very
I would.
interesting observation. You know, this unilateral announcement by Uddhav Thackeray of so many seats, that could be humiliating to a national party, isn't it?
It is not humiliating. There were some differences, and we had raised our concerns. We have discussed this internally, and that's how we have come out with the entire coalition together. Now, let me ask you a couple of things. Who is Shrikant Shinde? When they raise a father and son allegation, BJP is raising father and son allegation. Who is Shrikant Shinde? Who is Pankaja Munde? And who is Radhakrishna Vikhe Patil's son? And who is Piyush Goyal? Does BJP has got a short memory system in their system to kind of say that they are supporting father and son or husband and wife?
Right.
Who is Sunetra Pawar? And what are they saying? And then Ashok Chavan has been personally insulted by Narendra Modi in 2019 elections, saying that the war widows, as well as the daughters, as well as the mothers of the war widows, should be completely denying Ashok Chavan because he's a corrupt man who stole away everything from that one. And he has been rewarded with the Rajya Sabha.
Yes.
And Ajit Pawar, in a 70,000 crore scam on a Maharashtra cooperative bank scam, is now been given a clean sheet.
Yes.
So
Rohit, last word. I'm
Chhagan
really
Bhujbal has
running
been
short of
given a
time.
clean
Rohit,
sheet.
last word from you on all the points that Mr. Anthony and Mr. Pathak have raised, and also this expectation about these unknown factors and known factors like MNS and also Prakash Ambedkar. How do you see these two factors impacting elections of 2024 in Maharashtra?
Well, it looks like Prakash Ambedkar's candidates, if you look at the list, and generally, whatever Prakash Ambedkar is saying on social media and all, I think he's going to be working in favor of the BJP-led Mahayuti alliance. There's no doubt about that. So his candidates are going to, work in such a way that the Mahayuti benefits out of it. MIM, I'm not too sure about, because this time MIM seems to be a bit on the defensive, and there is some feedback coming that maybe the MIM traditional voter may be shifting away from them a little bit. That's the feedback I'm hearing from Marathwada region, especially Nanded area, etc. But generally speaking, I think the votes that were going to smaller parties are now going to be diverted to these fragmented parties like Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena or Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena, or for that matter Ajit Pawar's party also. One larger thing I can say to conclude this is that there is clearly it's going to be A versus B kind of a thing where polarization is going to happen, and I think Modi factor versus the Maratha reservation emotional issue and the farmers issue. These are the three things that will play in Maharashtra, the biggest swing state I can call in this battle of 2024. That's going to be really very interesting because
Right.
like I said earlier, the margin is going to be very small and too many players in the field.
Right. Thank you, Rohit. Thank you all of you for joining me on this show. The grand battle of alliances there in Maharashtra, the state that sends the second highest number of MPs to Lok Sabha. Big battle on there, and we'll know on June 4th whose narrative and whose politics worked. That's all we have for you in this show. Time for a short break. We'll be back in a bit.
NDTV wins big at NBA. With 43 awards, NDTV reigns supreme. Sanjay Pugalia takes home the award for Editor-in-Chief of the Year. Santosh Kumar wins Managing Editor of the Year. Vishnu Som, Maria Shakil and Sumit Avasthi take home the top honors for the Anchors of the Year. BSI, Hum Log and We the People all take home awards. And NDTV 24/7 takes home News Channel of the Year award. NDTV stands for trust.
Prime Minister Modi power.
कांग्रेस ने एक षड्यंत्र करा था.
The 2024 campaign hot side.
Tarun Gogoi, the three-time Chief Minister.
the biggest face. The big faces. Only on NDTV 24/7. Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, NDTV, big exclusive.
We provide justice to common citizens, and there is no case which is too small even for the highest court of the nation.
CGI का काम करने का अलग अंदाज.
Sometimes I get emails even in the middle of the night, and I'm always available to answer those emails. 25 crore final judgments and orders. This data is available online. As on 29 February 2024, 3.09 crore cases have been heard on video conferencing mode.
Chief Justice Chandrachud से जुड़ी अनसुनी बातें.
3:30 बजे सुबह मेरा दिन शुरू हो जाता है. My best friend, who is my wife, Kalpana, both of us are vegans.
खबरों में आपका भरोसा. NDTV.
Biggest carnival of democracy, India's general election.
Prime Minister Modi makes a formidable bid for a hat-trick.
The opposition is trying to mount a united challenge.
And the southern parties are standing their ground.
As battle lines are drawn,
Join us on an exciting journey on the road to 2024.
Indian elections, a festival like no other.
And NDTV covers elections like no other.
When India votes, you can count on us.
Welcome back. Home Minister Amit Shah held a roadshow in Tinsukia in Assam today. Tinsukia, in fact, comes in the constituency of Dibrugarh, from where Cabinet Minister Sarbanand Sonowal is contesting 2024 Lok Sabha elections from. While addressing a rally in Assam earlier today in Lakhimpur, Amit Shah once again launched a direct attack on the Congress party, calling the party's manifesto an imprint of the Muslim League. He also raised the Ram Mandir issue during his address in Assam. And the Home Minister did not raise the CAA issue, but he promised a developed Assam and a developed Northeast under the Narendra Modi government. My colleague Ratnadeep has sent us this report from the Union Minister's Roadshow.
राहुल बाबा कह रहे थे आसाम के कल्चर को हमें बचाना है. मैं राहुल बाबा को कहना चाहता हूं, पूछना चाहता हूं कि आपने क्या किया था आसाम के साथ. आपकी दादी के समय से आसाम को अन्याय किया गया. हजारों युवा अशांति की राह पर चले, मारे गए, सैकड़ों युवा मारे गए, हजारों युवा मारे गए. ये कांग्रेस पार्टी का पाप था. मुझे एक बात बताओ कि राम मंदिर बनना चाहिए था या नहीं बनना चाहिए था? जरा जोर से बोलो, बनना चाहिए था या नहीं बनना चाहिए था? एक कांग्रेस पार्टी सालों से राम मंदिर को अटका कर बैठी थी. मोदी जी के समय में ही जजमेंट भी आया, भूमि पूजन भी हुआ और 22 जनवरी को रामलल्ला को अपने भव्य मंदिर में प्रस्थापित करने का काम भी हो गया. और मित्रों, पहली बार 500 साल के बाद रामलल्ला रामनवमी के दिन अपने भव्य मंदिर में बैठे थे. वो हम सब के लिए बहुत बड़ा हर्ष का विषय है.
A massive road show has started in Tinsukia. You can see here Union Home Minister Amit Shah part of this road show here in Tinsukia. Tinsukia is a very important town in Dibrugarh constituency of Assam, and you can see here Union Home Minister Amit Shah along with Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma campaigning for the party candidate and Union Minister Sarbanand Sonowal BJP has fielded Sanwal this time from Dibrugarh, which is part of the Tinsukia constituency. Today, Amit Shah had started his campaign in Assam with a rally in Lakhimpur where he squarely attacked the Congress, and then now this road show in Tinsukia. There's a massive turnout here in Tinsukia of people, of BJP supporters. This is a key location. आप लोग इस रैली में आए हैं, किस लिए आए हैं?
मोदी सरकार को जिताने के लिए।
और अमित शाह को आपने देखा अभी?
हाँ देखा।
तिनसुकिया में हम देख रहे हैं बहुत उत्साह है, उमंग है।
अच्छा लग रहा है, सुंदर लग रहा है।
So there you can see hundreds of people, BJP supporters here, part of this mega road show of Union Home Minister Amit Shah in Tinsukia. This is a very important city in Assam. It is seen as a commercial hub of Assam. This is the area which has a lot of oil fields, several big tea gardens. The tea garden voters are very important, and BJP has tried to reach out to them. There are a lot of tea garden workers who have come out in this rally here, and clearly the BJP, which this time wants to maximize its number of seats in Assam and Northeast, is trying to push hard, and therefore as a show of strength, Amit Shah has led this rally in Tinsukia in favor of party candidates, trying to pitch the party and its ideologies towards the voters of Tinsukia and rest of Assam, because the party is eyeing as many as 13 seats out of the total 14 in Assam this time.
Massive roadshow by Home Minister Amit Shah in Tinsukia in Assam. Time for a short break. More news and updates on the other side.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Preparations for the Ram Navami festival are going on in full swing in Ayodhya in Uttar Pradesh ahead of the Ram Navami celebrations. Thousands of devotees thronged to Ayodhya to offer prayers to Lord Ram.
You say, celebrate the ordinary in your child. Celebrate their ordinariness, or at least observe their ordinariness, because once they are seen by you for who they are, that's going to create a child with better self-worth, and that unconsciously we are looking at the child that we want them to be, or that we're trying to get them to be, or the future that we see before for them, and not who they are. To celebrate the ordinary seems so radical. And why is it so hard? And why is it so important, especially today?
Well, it's so important because it's the fact that we are all ordinary. And I think that is the human plague right now, our refusal to accept that we're ordinary, because we're all searching to be significant on social media, in our worlds today. We're all basically screaming, see me, see me, see me, aren't I important, aren't I significant? Guess what? No, we're no more important than the next being. We are no more extraordinary. We are all ordinary. If we accept that, here's why it's important to accept that. Because then we can let go of the desire to control our children or ourselves to get external validation. And we can learn to settle into our own being and learn to be connected to our inner world, our inner sense of self, and be okay in the enoughness of who we are. The moment we keep saying, oh, we're not, ordinary, but we have to be something very, very special, we are creating a dysfunctional relationship with ourselves and with the outside world, because we're always going to think we're not good enough and use the outside world to get validation. So I always tell parents to tell their children, you can tell them that they are unique. We're all unique. You have long hair, I have short hair, you have green eyes, you have blue eyes, that's fine. But no one is more special. I think it is one of the most harmful things to say to a child that they are special. They should get special treatment, because this leads to entitlement, but mostly it leads to a sense of...
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
Hello, Moto.
Hello and welcome. You're watching the news. I'm Gargi Rawat. Coming up ahead, the Prime Minister's whirlwind campaigning cross-country. Also, the MVA arrives at a seat-sharing deal in Maharashtra and a huge setback for Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party. First, a look at the headlines. The Prime Minister campaigns across the country, a whirlwind tour from Pilibhit to Madhya Pradesh to Chennai, a roadshow in Chennai as the Prime Minister campaigns for BJP's Tamilisai Soundarajan. The MVA finalizes its seat-sharing deal for the elections in Maharashtra. Uddhav Thackeray gets a lion's share of the Lok Sabha seats to contest on 21, the Congress 17, NCP gets 10, while the Mahayuti seat-sharing dispute continues over 7 to 8 seats. A big setback for Arvind Kejriwal as the High Court junks his plea. The Chief Minister will stay in jail for now. The Aam Aadmi Party says the case is the biggest political conspiracy. The BJP says now Kejriwal must resign. The Election Commission orders that the Income Tax Department verify after the Congress complains that Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar gave wrong information about his assets for his nomination from Thiruvananthapuram. And the Election Commission issues a show-cause notice to Congress leader Randeep Surjewala over his controversial and vulgar remarks against BJP MP Hema Malini. And festive cheer across the country, the first day of Navratri and the Gudi Padwa being celebrated and Ugadi celebrations as well. All right, our top story now. In continuing his southern push, Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a roadshow in South Chennai today at the commercial hub of T. Nagar, seeking votes for BJP's Tamilisai Soundarajan, the former governor. And South Chennai is a traditional DMK bastion, seeing a four-cornered contest. Let's go across to Sam Daniel for more. And Sam, it was quite the roadshow. Huge crowds were there. The Prime Minister again in Chennai. It's been a big southern push by the Prime Minister and campaigning for Tamilisai Soundarajan.
That's right, Gargi. This is Prime Minister Modi's 6th visit to Tamil Nadu this year, and this time he campaigned for all three Chennai candidates fielded on behalf of the BJP. Tamilisai from Chennai South, Paul Kanagaraj from Chennai North, and Vinod Selvam from Chennai Central. Traditionally, Chennai has been a DMK bastion and the BJP is trying to breach it. Will it work? That's something we'll have to wait and watch. The BJP targets the ruling DMK on the issue of family politics and corruption. The ruling DMK targets the BJP on what it calls federalism, states' rights, and also on financial discrimination, pointing out that the centre has not given special allowance for the flood-ravaged areas in Tamil Nadu. The AIADMK counts on the anti-incumbency wave, as it calls it, and hopes it will have some impact to regain lost ground. Will it really help the BJP without any major ally to expand its footprint or to win seats? Because recently the AIADMK has parted ways. That's something we'll have to wait and watch, but that's what the BJP is hoping.
All right, Sam. So a tough fight there for the BJP with the Prime Minister there campaigning for the BJP candidates. Now, earlier, the Prime Minister addressed rallies in UP and Madhya Pradesh. In Madhya Pradesh, he hit out at the Congress for the lack of development. And in Pilibhit, in Uttar Pradesh, he raised the Citizenship Amendment Act.
तुष्टीकरण के दबाव में ही कांग्रेस हो या सपा सीएए का भी विरोध कर रही है। विदेशी धरती पर अत्याचार की वजह से भागने के लिए मजबूर हुए हिंदुओं और सिख भाई बहनों को आप मुझे बताइए, मेरे इन हिंदू भाइयों बहनों को, मेरे इन सिख भाई बहनों को भारत अगर नागरिकता नहीं देगा तो कोई और देगा क्या? कांग्रेस सोचती थी हम तो गरीब देश है और गरीब देश को आधुनिक सड़कों की, आधुनिक रेल की, नए एयरपोर्ट की क्या जरूरत है? कांग्रेस के बड़े नेता जिन 2-3 बड़े शहरों में रहते थे, वहां अपने लिए सुविधाएं जुटाकर ये लोग देश के दूसरे शहरों को भूल जाते थे।
Now, Union Home Minister Amit Shah launched the BJP's Lok Sabha poll campaign in the northeast with a massive rally at Lakhimpur district of Upper Assam and then a roadshow in Tinsukia. This is also the first visit of the Home Minister to Assam after the CAA rules were framed, but he remained silent on CAA. Instead, he chose to raise the pitch around the Ram Mandir and abrogation of Article 370. Ratnadeep Chaudhary reports.
अमित शाह पूरे असम में से 80% क्षेत्र से अपसफा हटाने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने किया है। कांग्रेस ने अपनी मैनिफेस्टो में लिखा कि कांग्रेस पार्टी फिर से सरकार बनाएगी तो मुस्लिम पर्सनल लॉ को हम एस्टैब्लिश करेंगे।
Home Minister Amit Shah's direct attack on the Congress at his first poll rally in the northeast. Mr. Shah launched the BJP's campaign from Lakhimpur, a seat the BJP has won since 2014. This marks Mr. Shah's first visit after framing the rules of the Citizenship Amendment Act, but he did remain silent on the CAA, but he did choose to raise the pitch around the construction of the Ram Mandir and the abrogation of Article 370. He also focused on Arunachal Pradesh and the issue of China.
चीन अपनी 1 इंच भूमि पर भी कब्जा नहीं कर सकता। पूरा अरुणाचल, पूरा असम 1962 को कभी भूल नहीं सकता और नरेंद्र मोदी जी के समय में थोड़ी हिम्मत करी, डोकलाम में 45 दिन तक रोक कर रखा और वापस जाने के लिए मजबूर नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने कर दिया।
The Congress, which won only 3 Lok Sabha seats in Assam, has made this about undoing the injustices done to the people of the state.
Fighting for the idea of democracy, because people in Assam, especially in Jorhat, they have opposed the Citizenship Amendment Act, but they don't have the space to exercise their right to protest. The democratic right to protest is lost. They passed the CAA just before, just around a Lok Sabha election. And then just before this Lok Sabha election, they have notified the rules. So for them, clearly it's an election issue.
Amit Shah led a massive roadshow in Tinsukia, often referred to as the Hindi heartland of Assam. Tinsukia is a part of the Dibrugarh Lok Sabha seat, where the Union Minister Sarbananda Sonowal is contesting from.
हम लोग देश के गृह मंत्री अमित शाह जी का रैली है बोल के हम लोग को बुलाया है, हम लोग आया है। हम लोग बीजेपी देश के उन्नयन में आग बढ़ा रहा है, इसीलिए हम लोग बीजेपी को सपोर्ट कर रहा है। जो आज अमित शाह जी को हम लोग स्वागत करने के लिए आए हैं यहाँ पर।
कैसा लग रहा है इस बार चुनाव में क्या होने वाला है?
उन्हीं को जिताना है।
The BJP, which this time wants to maximize its number of seats in Assam and Northeast, is trying to push hard, and therefore, as a show of strength, Amit Shah has led this rally in Tinsukia in favor of party candidates. From Tinsukia, with cameraman Sanjay Chakravarti, Ratnadeep Chaudhary for NDTV.
The Mahavikas Aghadi alliance in Maharashtra finally reached a deal for the state's 48 Lok Sabha seats. The Shiv Sena of the Thackeray has been given the biggest share of 21 seats, then the Congress with 17, and the NCP Sharad Pawar gets the remaining 10 seats. This as the Mahayuti or NDA in Maharashtra has not been able to solve their seat sharing. Over 7-8 seats remain stuck.
After prolonged tussle, the MV Alliance finally announced the seat-sharing formula for Maharashtra's 48 seats. Uddhav Sena will be contesting 21 seats, Congress 17 and Sharad Pawar NCP 10.
मैं मानता हूं कि अभी ज्यादा प्रयास करने की आवश्यकता नहीं है। पूरी जनता ने तय किया है कि इस बार जो मैंने नारा दिया था कि इसको तड़ीपार करना है, तो जनता करके दिखाएगी।
Of 7 unannounced seats, Mumbai North Central, Mumbai North, Jalna, Dhule have gone to Congress. NCP has got Mada, Dravid and Satara. The focus remained on the contentious announced seats like Sangli, Bhiwandi and Mumbai South Central, which Congress was eyeing, but UBT Sena had already declared Sangli and Mumbai South Central seats. Similarly, Sharad Pawar NCP had announced Bhiwandi. Congress, which earlier requested withdrawal of UBT and NCP candidates from these seats, chose to surrender these for the greater unity of the India Alliance.
सांगली भिवंडी डिस्प्यूटेड सीट के बारे में
कोई डिस्प्यूटेड नहीं है, अब हो गया इशू। देश के संविधान से कोई बड़ा नहीं है, देश की लोकशाही से कोई बड़ा नहीं है। जो हमारे हाईकमांड का आदेश है उसका पालन हमारा सभी कार्यकर्ता और हमारे नेता करें।
While MVA seems to have set its house in order, the ruling Mahayuti alliance is still to thrash out its differences. There is still no consensus on at least 9 seats. Eknath Shinde Sena is under pressure to concede more seats to BJP. MVA was quick to take a dig at the NDA alliance's disputes.
महायुति में जो महाभारत चल रहा है वो चलते रहेगा।
While the MVA claims resolution of all its disputes, the grassroots leaders may harbor dissatisfaction over the compromises that have been made. On the other hand, Sena in Mahayuti is negotiating hard to ensure the morale of its leaders and workers is unaffected in this bargain. With video journalist Praveen, this is Radhika Ramaswamy for NDTV Mumbai.
Now our special election report and the new electoral reality in Kashmir. After the delimitation exercise, the Anantnag constituency is divided by high mountains. Ghulam Nabi Azad is contesting for the first time. This is the first test of his popularity after he exited the Congress. But will he pull out of the race? This as the India Alliance, though fractured in Kashmir, you have the Congress supporting the NC. The PDP is out in the cold. Here's a special report.
This is the first major election in Kashmir since the revocation of Article 370. And political parties are grappling with the reality of new electoral map as the delimitation exercise has drastically redrawn electoral boundaries in Jammu and Kashmir. These mountains divide one part of Anantnag parliamentary seat from the other part in Poonch and Rajouri. In between is Shopian district, which has been made part of Srinagar parliamentary seat. So there is clear geographical disconnect within Anantnag parliamentary seat.
Traversing these mountains would be the biggest challenge for parties as they campaign in two disconnected regions that form the Anantnag-Rajouri parliament seat in Jammu and Kashmir. While the Mughal road has been partially opened this week after remaining closed in the winter, even a little drizzle closes this fair weather road. So a candidate in Anantnag has to travel over 500 kilometers via Jammu to reach the other part of the constituency in Rajouri Poonch.
लोगों के लिए भी कल बहुत मुश्किल है मेंबर पार्लियामेंट को ढूंढना यहाँ से जम्मू पहुँचना है और वहाँ से फिर राजौरी जाना है जो रास्ता बीच में है वो तो फेयर वेदरी रोड है ये जो डिलिमिटेशन हुई है और डिलिमिटेशन में तो ओवरऑल जम्मू कश्मीर को तहस नहस किया गया बिल्डोज किया गया है और ये साउथ की जो पार्लियामेंट्री कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी है इसको तो ज़्यादा तबाह और बर्बाद किया है जीत हमारी अब की बार आजाद सरकार अब की बार
Even before campaigning picks up in Anantnag, its high-profile candidate Ghulam Nabi Azad has indicated that he may pull out of the race. which could be his first test of popularity after exiting Congress. The India alliance is also fractured here. While both National Conference and Mehbooba Mufti's PDP are part of the alliance, the Congress has chosen to side with the NC, leaving Mehbooba Mufti to fight a lone battle, even as her party is in tatters since the revocation of Article 370. Mehbooba Mufti says her party has been the main target of the BJP.
2019 के बाद सबसे बड़ी अब निशाना अगर किसी को बनाया तो पीडीपी को बनाया। किस तरह उसको तोड़ा गया, किस तरह हमारे लीडरों को कुछ को लालच देके कुछ को ब्लैक करके निकाला गया, पार्टी तोड़ दी। 2019 से मैंने कोशिश की है इनके जुल्म के खिलाफ आवाज उठाना, उसके लिए बहुत सी मुझे अजियतें सहनी पड़ी।
The Anantnag Rajouri constituency is spread over 4 districts with 17 lakh voters from different ethnic backgrounds. The National Conference has fielded its popular Gujjar leader Mia Altaf Ahmed, given the sizable Gujjar votes on both sides of the Pir Panjal mountains. The party is also projecting its seat sharing with the Congress as credentials of being truly anti-BJP in Kashmir, where every party accuses its opponent as BJP's Team B.
हम मिलके हमारी मुकम्मल कोशिश होगी कि जम्मू कश्मीर लद्दाख की 6 सीटों पे इंडिया अलायंस की जो ये हमारी 6 उम्मीदवार हैं, हम यहाँ से कामयाब होके अगले पार्लियामेंट में जम्मू कश्मीर लद्दाख के लोगों की जो उनके जज्बात हैं उनकी हम सही माने में वहाँ पे तर्जुमानी कर सकें।
The BJP is still undecided if it will field a candidate or back its informal ally, Apni Party, which has fielded a candidate from the ST community. The BJP is hoping the scheduled tribe reservation given to the Pahari community, which forms a large chunk of voters in Poonch and Rajouri districts, will pay electoral dividends.
While campaigning in Anantnag constituency is still subdued, it appears to be a triangular contest between PDP, National Conference and a BJP-backed candidate. Anantnag Rajouri seat is not just a high-stake battle for the parliament elections. Its results will also shape political landscape in Kashmir ahead of next assembly elections. In South Kashmir, Nazir Masoodi for NDTV.
Now another election exclusive, an interview with Congress leader Sachin Pilot, who is an MLA in Rajasthan, though campaigning for the party in the state. He said the Congress will do much better these Lok Sabha elections than last time. But can Pilot and Ashok Gehlot put differences behind them for the party?
A lot of these candidates are yours also. I mean, personally, I think you've pitched for a lot of the candidates. I mean, we can see that your mark on some of them. Anil is a young candidate, Murari Lal Meena. So some of these people are your candidates. Harish Meena. Are you sort of personally going to bat for them?
All 25 candidates are our candidates. It is true, I've always advocated for younger people to get opportunities. I think if the party gives young people a chance, the voters reward that decision.
Were you and Ashokji reluctant to fight?
Not at all. Not at all. Where is the reluctance? I fought parliament elections before. I fought assembly 3 months ago. So whatever the party decides for us to do, we do that. The ultimate decision lies in Delhi. But I've been given a charge of a state, which again is an important state. See, all the states where there is a bipolar contest between Congress, BJP, that's where we have to do better. Because that's where last 2 terms we haven't performed very well. So if we increase our strike rate in a bipolar contest in these heartland states, that will be the game changer for the 2024 election results. And we're all focused on that.
What about the internal dynamics of the Congress's campaign in Rajasthan? Because last time around, I remember there was a lot of criticism and your government was in power. There was criticism from even within the party that, you know, the chief minister had focused only on his son's constituency. The campaign had not been cohesive. So has that been resolved now? How do you see it now?
Look, it's natural if someone's son or daughter is contesting. Obviously, you know, you want to make sure that seat we win. But I think we are focused on all seats. It's unfair to say that Mr. Gehlot is focusing only on his son's seat. He's campaigning in other areas also. But yes, that seat is also important. It's a tough seat for us and we'll win that seat.
Now, a huge setback for the Aam Aadmi Party today. The Delhi High Court ruled Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's arrest in the Delhi liquor policy case as valid. The court dismissed the Chief Minister's petition against his arrest and said his remand can't be called illegal. The Aam Aadmi Party has said they will move the Supreme Court and call the case the biggest political conspiracy.
the Aam Aadmi Party ahead of the general elections, the Delhi High Court today ruled that the Delhi Chief Minister, Arvind Kejriwal, will stay in jail for the time being. The court also dismissed Kejriwal's plea challenging his arrest by the Enforcement Directorate in the alleged liquor scam. Aam Aadmi Party said they are taking the battle to the Supreme Court. Some significant observations were made by the Delhi High Court today. The High Court said, referring to Kejriwal's plea before his arrest, that his statement be recorded virtually. The court said, investigation cannot be as per the convenience of the accused. The court also junked arguments that the arrest was politically motivated. The High Court said they weren't looking at the Centre versus Kejriwal matter, but at Arvind Kejriwal versus Enforcement Directorate. Different laws do not apply to the Chief Minister, the court also remarked, adding that it had examined whether Kejriwal's arrest was correct under law, not its timing. The High Court also said material collected by the Enforcement Directorate shows Arvind Kejriwal allegedly demanded a bribe.
कोर्ट ने ये भी कहा है कि एविडेंस मिला है और एविडेंस जो है मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग और मनी ट्रेल पूरा मिला है, ये सारी जिक्र जो है, ये सारा जिक्र जो है जजमेंट में है। केजरीवाल ने कहा कि अरेस्ट गलत है, कोर्ट ने उसकी जो दलील है, उसकी जो बहस है वो खारिज कर दी, बोले अरेस्ट लीगल है।
Minutes after the High Court verdict, a defiant Aam Aadmi Party reiterated their earlier allegations about a political conspiracy, while the BJP said Arvind Kejriwal has been exposed.
किसी भी जगह पे अब तक ईडी या सीबीआई को 1 रुपए की भी गैर कानूनी रिकवरी नहीं हुई। बार बार कोर्ट्स में ऑन रिकॉर्ड ये बात आई है कि गवाहों के ऊपर दबाव डाला गया।
आम आदमी पार्टी का अहंकार चकनाचूर हो गया है। अहंकार ये था कि मुझे छूट नहीं चाहिए, मुझे दूसरे को गलत साबित करना, इसलिए मैंने कहा कि वह अहंकार चूर चूर हो गया है। स्पष्ट रूप से कोर्ट कह रहा है कि जो साक्ष्य दिए गए उससे प्रतीत होता है कि वह नीति बनाने में बाकायदा कंस्पायर्ड द एक्साइज पॉलिसी।
While the court has said that they have looked at the entire matter from legal point of view, with just few days left for the elections, there is no doubt that Kejriwal's continued incarceration will have a massive blow for the Aam Aadmi Party at this crucial time. This is Aishwarya Jain with Virgil Xavier Thomas for NDTV in Delhi.
And speaking to NDTV, Union Minister Hardeep Puri said the court has said the ED evidence backs their case, as they had said Kejriwal is the kingpin and that he must now resign.
Despite these scathing comments, Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party insist that he will continue as the Chief Minister. Is this leading to a constitutional crisis?
Well, I am neither a constitutional expert nor am I involved either way, whether he continues or not. But I, as a personal, as somebody who's put in 50 years of public life, I joined the Foreign Service at the age of 21, and that was. I'm now today 72. I think this is the height of shamelessness. If after being arrested, after being in Tihar, along with several of your meetings, or you can have a cabinet meeting inside Tihar, but that doesn't mean that it is all right. I think it is entirely shameless. And if anybody has any shame and anybody responds to normal standards of political decency, he should put in his resignation now straight away so that somebody else can run the government. Because you cannot run the government when you are behind bars. Simple.
In other news, the Election Commission of India today directed a probe into Congress Party's claims that Union Minister Rajiv Chandrasekhar declared false information in his affidavit filed for his nomination. A complaint was lodged with the Election Commission of India against the Union Minister for submitting an alleged false affidavit in his Lok Sabha election nomination papers, which showed much less assets, according to the Congress. As per the procedure, the Election Commission has directed the CBDT, that's the Tax Department, to verify any mismatch in the affidavit details that were submitted by Mr. Chandrasekhar. Congress had alleged the ECI regarding the mismatch in the actual and the declared assets in his affidavit. Remember, the Union Minister is contesting from Thiruvananthapuram against Congress leader Shashi Tharoor. The Election Commission today issued a show-cause notice to Congress leader Randeep Surjewala over his controversial lick remark against BJP MP Hema Malini. The notice read, "The comments are undignified, vulgar and uncivilized and have not only caused a great insult to Srimati Hema Malini and disrespect to her position as a member of parliament, but also causes damage to the honor and dignity of women legislators." Surjewala had accused the BJP IT cell of distorting the clip and sharing it on social media. Now, the BJP Mathura candidate spoke to NDTV about the derogatory comments that were made by the opposition, where she said that these comments on women reflects the party's character.
परेशान मुझे होने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि मैं 10 साल से यही कर रहे हैं और मेरे साथ आई डोंट थिंक कोई भी मेरे अगेंस्ट कोई नहीं है, क्योंकि हम लोग पार्लियामेंट में भी मिलते हैं, बड़े अच्छी तरह से मिलते हैं, बड़े प्यार से मिलते हैं, दोस्ती है हम सबका। अभी बाहर आते कुछ बातें इधर उधर होती है तो, लेकिन उसका जवाब जो महिलाओं के लिए जो कहा योगी जी ने बहुत अच्छी तरह से अभी हाल ही में एक मीटिंग में बताया उन्होंने तो जवाब दिया। अभी मुझे जवाब देने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं। हमें जो हमारी पार्टी जो कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट देते हैं उसके मुताबिक हम चलते हैं, तो दूसरे पार्टी लोगों को भी उनका पार्टी का जो कोड ऑफ कंडक्ट देंगे तो आई थिंक वो लोग ऐसे बात नहीं करेंगे।
And finally, let's move away from the politics. Today was a day of celebrations across the country. In some parts, the first day of Navratri being celebrated, also the beginning of the Marathi New Year and also Harvest Festival, Ugadi.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Prime Minister Modi raises the CAA pitch in a rally in Pilibhit in Uttar Pradesh. Amit Shah hits out at the Congress over their manifesto. The MVA finalizes its Maharashtra seat-sharing deal. And a setback to the Aam Aadmi Party, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal to stay in jail.
A debate has many facets, perhaps no one right answer. Left, right and centre. Conversations that get to the core of the debate.
Hello and welcome to NDTV Auto. What I have with me today is real special. It is the latest EV from Audi, Q6. What's special about it is it's based on a completely new platform, PPE, Premium Platform Electric. This platform Audi has developed for their electric vehicles and it has a lot to offer. Company says the new platform PPE helps Audi Q6 e-tron achieve 30% less energy consumption with 33% better system performance. With the Q6, Audi is also introducing its electronic architecture E3 1.2, which allows customers to experience digitalization directly in the vehicle, making Audi Q6 e-tron a truly tech marvel. So here it is, all that you need to know about Q6 e-tron. Audi Q6 e-tron is the upcoming EV from Audi stable and is expected to come to Indian shores by the end of this year. International launch is expected in second half of this year. It is a 4.7-meter SUV which will occupy the space between Q4 and Q8 e-tron. It will come in two variants, Q6 e-tron Quattro and the more powerful SQ6 e-tron. What we have today with us is the S variant. What I want to show you, the first in the look of Audi Q6 are these DRLs. They are matrix LED DRLs with active signature. That means you can change the pattern that gets projected from these DRLs, and they also move while the car is on the move. That means you can actually have an active DRL. And I believe this feature is the highlight of Audi's upcoming baby. Up front is the grille. Now what I want to show you is this single frame grille. Audi is calling it inverted single frame grille, and it looks very interesting. It's all closed off but looks very nice with these piano black inserts given here. And then we have seen these very flattish Audi logo in other products, but here there is a little bit of 3D element in the logo. Now you have to notice this very prominent shoulder line which goes all the way to the tail lamp. The rear looks quite interesting with its almost wrapped around feel to the D pillar. And the most interesting part of the rear are these OLED tail lamps. These are second generation digital LED tail lamps with 6 OLED panels. These
India Decides, and I'm Maria Shakil. In a huge setback for the Aam Aadmi Party, the Delhi High Court today ruled that Arvind Kejriwal's arrest in the Delhi liquor policy case is valid. The court dismissed the Chief Minister's petition against his arrest and said his remand can't be called illegal. Aam Aadmi Party has said that they will be moving the Supreme Court now, and they continue to call this a case of political conspiracy. We ask on the show, has life come a full circle for Arvind Kejriwal? After all, the anti-corruption crusader is in jail on corruption charges. Joining me on the show, Priyanka Kakkar of the Aam Aadmi Party and Shazia Ilmi of the BJP shortly. And later on the show, we'll also have Union Minister Hardeep Puri as he will weigh in on the Delhi High Court verdict. First up, here's what happened in the court.
In a big blow to the Aam Aadmi Party ahead of the general elections, the Delhi High Court today ruled that the Delhi Chief Minister, Arvind Kejriwal, will stay in jail for the time being. The court also dismissed Kejriwal's plea challenging his arrest by the Enforcement Directorate in the alleged liquor scam. Aam Aadmi Party said they are taking the battle to the Supreme Court. Some significant observations were made by the Delhi High Court today. The High Court said, referring to Kejriwal's plea before his arrest, that his statement be recorded virtually. The court said, investigation cannot be as per the convenience of the accused. The court also junked arguments that the arrest was politically motivated. The High Court said they weren't looking at the Centre versus Kejriwal matter, but at Arvind Kejriwal versus Enforcement Directorate. Different laws do not apply to the Chief Minister, the court also remarked, adding that it had examined whether Kejriwal's arrest was correct under law, not its timing. The High Court also said material collected by the Enforcement Directorate shows Arvind Kejriwal allegedly demanded a bribe.
कोर्ट ने ये भी कहा है कि एविडेंस मिला है और एविडेंस जो है मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग और मनी ट्रेल पूरा मिला है, ये सारी जिक्र जो है, ये सारा जिक्र जो है जजमेंट में है। केजरीवाल ने कहा कि अरेस्ट गलत है, कोर्ट ने उसकी जो दलील है, उसकी जो बहस है वो खारिज कर दी, बोले अरेस्ट लीगल है।
While the court has said that they have looked at the entire matter from legal point of view, with just few days left for the elections, there is no doubt that Kejriwal's continued incarceration will have a massive blow for the Aam Aadmi Party at this crucial time. This is Aishwarya Jain with Virgil Xavier Thomas for NDTV in Delhi.
In a huge setback for the Aam Aadmi Party, the Delhi High Court has in fact ruled that Arvind Kejriwal's arrest in Delhi liquor policy case is valid. The BJP has come out all guns blazing, seeing this certainly almost an endorsement of their political stand. Joining me now is Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri. Mr. Puri, really appreciate your time. Thank you for speaking to NDTV. Court has made remarks on the plea challenging the arrest, not on bail. So it's just legal grounds of arrest being found bona fide, not merits of the accusation. That is the point that is being made by Aam Aadmi Party.
I think the issue that was before the court was not a one of granting bail. It was a challenge to section 19 of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, the Aam Aadmi Party was questioning and challenging the arrest of Mr. Kejriwal. And the court, the learned judge, was unsparing. I use my words very carefully, unsparing. She said that Mr. Kejriwal, both in his individual capacity as Chief Minister and as the convener of the Aam Aadmi Party, was complicit. He participated in the formulation of the excise policy, and I want to remind you, Maharyaji, that the policy was formulated on September 4th, 2020, when the entire country was reeling under the effect of the pandemic. People were dying, they needed oxygen, but Mr. Kejriwal was busy formulating an excise policy. This policy came into being in November 21 and was around till July 2022. And this policy led to unprecedented levels of criminal activity and corruption. Today the judge said, and it is very important because earlier Mr. Kejriwal had taken the position that Mr. Vijay Nair, who was the kingpin there, did not report to him. He reported to Atishi Marleen and to Mr. Bharadwaj. Today the judge said, but you participated in your individual capacity. You as AAP convener, you sought kickbacks, and that money trail found itself all the way to the Goa election. The point is being made here is very clear that the evidence before the court which the enforcement directorate produced made it absolutely clear that the arrest was an order and that Mr. Kejriwal will have to respond. To which an answer, a point was made by Mr. Kejriwal's lawyers, but you know, this is an election. He said this election has got nothing to do with it. Then they brought up the money trail and they said electoral bonds. They said electoral bonds have nothing to do with it. Here is a case where Mr. Kejriwal was personally involved in the formulation of the excise policy. As Aam Aadmi Party convener, he asked for kickbacks, and the approver's statements, which were recorded by a court, not by an agency, that is in pursuance of a 100-year law. So I think Mr. Kejriwal has to face the consequences of a situation and of actions which are entirely of his making.
But Mr. Puri, Aam Aadmi Party still calls it a conspiracy. They are saying show a single money which has been recovered.
Madam, you have the statements of the approvers. You have all the other evidence. This case is just beginning. You don't show the evidence right in the beginning. They were questioning the arrest and saying that it is illegal in terms of Section 19 of the PMLA. I went through the Prevention of Money Laundering Act and nothing that was said in the court. And the court has held firmly that the arrest was perfectly in order and that it will proceed. Now Mr. Kejriwal has the option as part of due process to go up and appeal. But that's a separate issue. This court has found him that no relief has been provided. You use the word setback. I'm not used to using words like this because Mr. Kejriwal has had one setback after another. In 2011, he participated in the Anna Hazare rally in Ramlila grounds. What happened in that rally? He was fighting corruption. Who was in power then? It was the Congress party. And today what has happened? In 2024, that same place in Ramlila ground, they meet. And what happens there? वो जो भ्रष्ट corrupt लोग थे, उनके गले मिल गए वहाँ. So this is a political narrative which he will try in his defense. I personally don't think, and I'm quite confident now that there is any, there are any takers for it in the legal process or for that matter in the political process, no matter how hard he tries to play victim.
But Mr. Puri, the day Sanjay Singh was given bail, Aam Aadmi Party went to town with the order as if they have, they have been acquitted. Today a judicial process is being dubbed by the BJP as guilty verdict against Kejriwal.
I want to draw, Maharyaji, a very basic and a substantive distinction. Here is a case which was he was not a bail application. This was questioning the legality of his arrest. And I think the court has come down very clearly. What the Aam Aadmi Party says outside when a case is pending, just that you are given bail doesn't mean that you've been acquitted in the case or the case has gone away. So I think there is a lot of,